up? Good morning. Greetings, friends, and welcome to The Bright Side, your nutritional program dedicated to the understanding of the vast world of nutrition and nutritional supplementation. I'm your host, Pharmacist Ben, nutritional pharmacist from Boulder, Colorado. I specialize in using nutritional supplements where other healthcare practitioners use toxic pharmaceutical drugs and deadly medical procedures. If you suspect that there are natural nutritional roads to your vitality, to your health, to your well-being, and to addressing your health challenges, whatever they may be, but you don't know where to begin, you have come to the right place. As you listen to The Bright Side every day, you are more and more in control of your body. You are more and more in control of your health. You are more and more knowledgeable, and you know you can overcome any health issue. That is why we are here every day on The Bright Side, helping clear up the sometimes confusing world of nutrition and nutritional supplementation. Over the last 27 years of practicing pharmacy, I have seen drug-free recoveries from diabetes and hypertension and obesity and skin diseases like acne and psoriasis, rosacea, eczema, fibromyalgia, migraine headaches, digestive ailments, autoimmune issues of all kinds. Recoveries that by the standards of modern medicine can only be called a miracle, but what is in the world of biology, what is in the world of the body, standard operating procedure. Because the human biological system is a healing system, a regenerating system. It is designed on a divine, perfect basis to heal and renew itself. And while some folks may say that healing and renewing and regenerating system is a miracle, it really is just the way the body works. If you have questions about health or nutrition or prescription drugs, we are here for you on The Bright Side. Our number is 855-660-4261. If you have questions about the longevity products, if you want to get off your meds and get on a good nutritional supplement program, 855-660-4261 is your number. Try to get on board early. The phone lines fill up quickly. We'd love to hear from you, especially if you have a success story or if you just want to contribute to the conversation, 855-660-4261. If you want to purchase any of the longevity products that you hear us talk about on the program, that you hear advertised on The Bright Side, or that you hear us recommend, you can head over to brightsideben.com, take a look at our shopping cart with all the longevity products. You can also click on the Join the Team link if you want to start a longevity business for a one-time $10 fee. You can have a business. You can have all the tax breaks associated with having a business, including writing off your gas, your rent, and your products as well. You can also make some money, of course, selling longevity products and help your friends and your family get healthy, get well, and get on a good nutritional supplement program. You can also call the Brightside Ben phone team at 866-735-2470. That's 866-735-2470. Make sure you ask about my personal favorite longevity product, the Beyond Tangy Tangerine. Tomorrow we'll be talking to Richard Renton, the formulator of the 2.0 Tangy Tangerine. I've got a bunch of Facebooks and emails from people who have questions about some of the ingredients in there. And actually, there was an article yesterday somewhere. I don't know where it was, but I got a couple of notes about an article about GMOs and vitamin C and Tangy Tangerine. Listen, folks, GMOs are proteins. They're not vitamins. Genetics and genetic modification involves changing the kinds of proteins that plants make. By the time vitamin C is extracted from anything, there ain't no proteins in it. It's just vitamin C. So there's no such thing as GMO vitamin C, even if it comes from a GMO plant. By the time it's vitamin C, it ain't GMO any longer. We'll be talking to Richard Renton about that tomorrow. So if you have questions on the BTT or questions on any of the longevity products, tune in tomorrow on The Bright Side. Today we're going to be continuing talking about my personal favorite vitamin, vitamin A, vitamin alpha, and how you can use it to treat skin diseases, how you can use it to treat skin health issues, not just skin diseases, but just wrinkles and accelerated aging and wound healing. Vitamin A's got some tremendous properties. Yesterday, as we left off the program, we were talking about the different forms of vitamin A, the most common form, the most stable form, the most benign and gentle form of vitamin A is called retinoyl palmitate. And this is a form of vitamin A that's absorbed into the body through foods, into the digestive system. When the body sucks in vitamin A through foods, it sucks it in from the digestive tract into the intestine in the form of retinoyl palmitate. And topically, you can use retinoyl palmitate for its moisturizing benefits and its skin softening benefits. There's actually enzymes in the skin that can break retinoyl palmitate down and, in essence, activate it, release the vitamin A. You could think of the palmitate part of vitamin A palmitate or retinoyl palmitate as a carrying case for the vitamin A. and the palmitate kind of shuttles the vitamin A around through the body and protects it and keeps it stable. And then when the body wants to use the vitamin A, there's enzymes that will break off that palmitate carrying case and release the vitamin A. This makes retinol palmitate or vitamin A palmitate really, really stable, but not so potent, really. Now, if you want potency from a vitamin A, a topical vitamin A, that is, you want to use retinol. It doesn't have a protection, doesn't have a palmitate associated with it, and that makes retinol much more active than retinol palmitate or vitamin A palmitate. Retinol, this second form of vitamin A, can be used very effectively in skincare products. Yesterday we talked about if you use a high enough concentration of retinol, say 5% retinol or 10 or even 20%, you can get a nice exfoliating vitamin A peel. Not only will you get some exfoliation and stimulation, but you'll also, of course, get vitamin A. However, retinol is quite unstable, and for this reason, you're not going to find the kind of concentrations of retinol that you need in most topical, over-the-counter anyway, skincare products. At lower concentrations, the kind of concentrations that you'll find in most over-the-counter products, drugstore products, salon products, etc., you'll get perhaps enough retinol to be somewhat effective, although the amount of retinol in most department store products, and I hate those department store products. They're just a waste of money. Folks, don't spend money on a department store skincare product. If you're looking for good skincare products, stay away from department stores and stay away from drugstores, really. Go to a salon. Go to a good esthetician. If you want good skincare, find an esthetician. Not a dermatologist. Find an esthetician. An esthetician is somebody who actually studies how to maintain the health of the skin, unlike a dermatologist who studies how to knock out diseases. In any case, find an esthetician, find a salon, use salon products, use esthetician products. Despite the buzz going around on television and through marketing of dermatologists selling skincare products, for the most part, in my experience, these kinds of skincare products that are recommended by dermatologists and supposedly formulated by dermatologists. I don't know any dermatologists that formulate skincare products, by the way, even if they say they do. They call a guy like me up to formulate their products. Drugstore products, department store products, dermatologist-endorsed or dermatologist-supposed formulated products, or even worse, celebrity-formulated products are really not going to do you much good. Effective formulation, powerful formulation of a skincare product is not a simple matter. If you're going to formulate a skincare product, you got to know organic chemistry, you got to know biochemistry, you got to know physiology, you got to know anatomy, you got to know ingredient chemistry. You even have to understand nutritional chemistry. It's taken me 30 years to figure this thing out. I started formulating products literally in 1983 for the Blistex Corporation. And it's taken me 3 decades to figure this thing out. The idea that some dermatologist or a celebrity can have the know-how to put together a skincare line or even a single skincare product, when you think about it, really is kind of silly. All right, so the first 2 forms, vitamin A palmitate, somewhat effective, mild, benign, skin softening. This is all in terms of topical vitamin A. Second form, retinol, much more active than vitamin A palmitate, but not quite as active as the third form of topical vitamin A. And this really is the most important form of vitamin A. It's the active form of vitamin A. It's the form of vitamin A that is doing the work. Both vitamin A palmitate and retinol have to be converted into this third form of vitamin A before they can do their business. Before they can actually have an effect on the skin, vitamin A palmitate and retinol have to be turned into the real deal, the real stuff, the real vitamin A. And that's why you don't even need very much of this real vitamin A in a cream. We're talking 0.01% to 0.1%. That's 1 part in 10,000 to 1 part in 1,000% concentrations, and you get some really good benefits even at that tiny concentration. In fact, it's so strong even at that tiny concentration that sensitive folks may get irritated. In fact, the first couple of weeks of using this product, especially if your skin's already sensitive, you're going to get some irritation. A lot of folks anyway will get some irritation or dermatitis or rashes. And of course, I'm talking about good old retinoic acid, which I recommend everybody use after, say, the age of 28 or 30. We'll continue this discussion when we come back from our break. I'm Pharmacist Ben. 855-660-4261 is our number. You're listening to The Bright Side on the Genesis Communication Network.
Hello, it's Tom Chenault from The Tom Chenault Show. We are experts in home-based business and residual income. We show people how to make money from their home, either part-time or full-time, and in partnership with Genesis Communication Network, we've organized a team to fight back about people not having money, time, or health. And we need your help. What we want you to do is, if you've got an interest in building an organization to fight back against people taking our money, taking our time, and taking our health, we want to talk to you. All you need to do is call this number, 855-308-8326. Again, all you want to do is call 855-308-8326. You can make a tremendous amount of money and end up fighting for a great cause. Please call us right now.
Jim Newcomer from Minus Resources, July 30th, 2013. Gold opened this morning at $1325.30. A 1-ounce gold coin can be purchased for $1373.30, $686.65 for a half ounce, or $343.32 for a quarter ounce. That's $1373.30, $686.65, and $343.32.
Hi, this is Ted Anderson. Have you ever wondered why banks, stockbrokers, investment advisors won't talk about gold IRAs? Wait a sec. Gold and silver is going up while Congress is trying to settle on the next debt increase. And there's no end to this madness. That old 401k and IRA can be converted into physical gold without tax consequences. I explained this in my book, 10 Reasons to Buy Gold. Don't let time slip away. Call for your free copy today, 800-686-2237. Get away from that Washington spin and get honest answers about gold. 800-686-2237. The book is free, 800-686-2237.
Do you owe the IRS money that you can't pay? Are tax liens and levies ruining your life? Are you tired of being afraid just to go to the mailbox? If this describes you, then Dan Pilla can help.
Hi, I'm Dan Pilla, and I've been solving tax problems for more than 30 years. In fact, I wrote the book that made it possible to negotiate settlements with the IRS, and I've helped thousands of people do exactly that. Call now at 800-346-6829 to learn how I can help you. You know your IRS debt will not go away by itself, but you don't have to live in fear anymore. New changes to IRS policies will help more people than ever before eliminate their debts once and for all. There's no need for you to suffer another day with IRS debt. Call 800-346-6829. I can help you eliminate wage and bank levies, release tax liens, and negotiate a settlement with the IRS that will put your tax nightmare behind you forever. Call 800-34-NO-TAX or go to my website, taxhelponline.com. That's taxhelponline.com.
Nutritious food is real body armor. It builds muscle, burns fat, improves digestion, and feeds the entire body the nutrients it needs. Did you know the U.S. government banned the hemp plant from growing in the United States and classified it as a Schedule I drug to hide it behind the marijuana plant? People have been confused about this plant for over 80 years, and many still don't know what hemp is. So now you know hemp is not marijuana, and marijuana is not hemp. They are different varieties of the same species. HempUSA.org wants the world to know these basic facts and to help people understand that hemp protein powder is the best kept health secret you need to know about. Remember, hemp protein powder contains 53% protein, is gluten-free, anti-inflammatory, non-GMO, and is loaded with nutrients. Call 888-910-4367, 888-910-4367, and see what our powder, seeds, and oil can do for you. Only at HempUSA.org.
America's #1 source for independent talk radio for over a decade. We are the GCN Radio Network.
All right, we're back on the bright side. I'm Pharmacist Ben. I encourage you guys to check out my blog, pharmacistben.com. Sign up for our newsletter, which hopefully we'll have out here in the next month or so. If you want to learn more about the longevity products, you can head over to brightsideben.com. and click on the shopping cart, or you can also click on the Join the Team link if you want to start a longevity business, or you can call the Brightside Ben phone team at 866-735-2470. Our number today is 855-660-4261. Got a couple lines open for you. Try to get on board early so we can get to as many calls as possible. We're talking about vitamin A and its different forms. Vitamin A is the building vitamin, the anabolic vitamin. And just like it builds connective tissue and just like it supports the immune system, it's also building for the skin. And that means anti-aging, and that means anti-wrinkles. The most powerful form of vitamin A, really the active form of vitamin A, is called retinoic acid. There's retinol palmitate or vitamin A palmitate. Then there's retinol, and then there's the active form of vitamin A, which is retinoic acid. Retinoic acid is so powerful, so effective, it's actually a prescription drug because of the changes it will literally induce in the skin. This is very, very unusual in the world of skincare. There's not a lot of skincare ingredients that can create biochemical, metabolic changes in the body. The definition of a drug is, in fact, something that creates biochemical metabolic changes. That's why retinoic acid is considered a drug. As we've said before numerous times on this program, vitamin A is no mere vitamin. It is a hormone, which means it literally will not just assist chemical reactions, but it will change and induce and stimulate chemical reactions. It will make things happen. The FDA deems that to be so significant, this effect so significant, that it regulates retinoic acid as a drug. If you've tried to use retinoic acid in its generic name, and you found it too irritating, try upping your daily dose of essential fatty acids. Essential fatty acid deficiency, EFA deficiency, will make the entire body, and especially the skin, more sensitive. If you're dealing with rashes or dermatitis or sensitive skin, chances are you're either deficient in essential fatty acids or you're not absorbing your fats, or both. In my experience, it's usually folks who have some kind of fat malabsorption issue or a digestive issue or who aren't supplementing with EFAs who have the most problems with retinoic acid sensitivities. What I've noticed since I've been making, and I compound retinoic acid with different vitamins in my pharmacy, and what I've noticed is that when you correct fat malabsorption, or even just get on the ultimate EFAs from Longevity or bump up your dose if you're already taking them, you can dramatically reduce or eliminate irritation reactions, sensitivity reactions that occur when you're using retinoic acid cream. Suffice it to say, in my opinion, retinoic acid cream in the form of Retin A is the single most important anti-aging topical skincare ingredient you could ever use. It is the gold standard skincare ingredient. It is the benchmark against which all other skincare ingredients are measured. When a salesman comes into my pharmacy or into my laboratory to try to sell me a skincare ingredient, more often than not, if it's a skincare ingredient that's supposed to do something, they're comparing it to retinoic acid. Retinoic acid is the whey protein of skincare ingredients. Just like whey protein is in a class of its own when it comes to protein, retinoic acid is in a class of its own in terms of its effects when it comes to topical skin care ingredient. It is a health ingredient for the skin. It's much more than a cosmetic ingredient. It's much more than a superficial skincare ingredient. It is a health, nutritional, topical ingredient that literally, not figuratively, literally feeds the skin, and there is no other skincare ingredient that can make that claim with the possible exception of fat-soluble vitamin C. So some of the incredible benefits that you can get from using retinoic acid, which is so powerful that it's actually deemed to be a drug, include more collagen, hyperpigmentation improving, dark spots improving, and of course improving the number one most important skincare health issue that 80% of Americans deal with at least one time in their lives, and that's comedones, pimples, zits, or acne, which is certainly one of the most unpleasant skin conditions that kids and adults have to deal with. This is where retinoids, all the retinoids, even synthetic retinoids, really excel. Vitamin A plays a key role in keeping the skin zit-free. We've talked about the skin many times before as a complex organ. It looks like it's just something sitting on the outside, but it is a complex organ made up of multiple layers. There's three main layers in the skin and lots of thinner layers in between the three main layers. Just think of baklava, how baklava is layered, and each layer in the skin has its own, each layer in the baklava kind of separates stuff from the other layers. The same thing is true about the skin. Each layer in the skin separates stuff from the other layers, and each layer in the skin has its own special characteristics, and in each layer of the skin, vitamin A plays an important role. The top layer, the surface layer of the skin, is called the dermis. The epidermis is made up of multiple layers, and then underneath the epidermis, you have the dermis. Epi means on top, epidermis on top of the dermis. The epidermis, this top layer, I call it candy coating as opposed to the chocolate of the dermis. This coating on top of the skin, this surface of the skin, is the area of the skin that is responsible for the formation of your typical pimple, your typical zit, which is technically called a comedone. The epidermis is made up of multiple layers, with the top layer being made up of the cells that are originally being born underneath. So cells are born at the bottom layers of the epidermis, and they gradually rise upwards to the top. Essentially, cells are moving from the bottom of the epidermis, gradually migrating to the tippy top of the epidermis, which is technically called the stratum corneum. And as they're moving upwards, they're changing their shape, they're changing their functions, and they're changing their chemistry. And this movement upwards from the very bottom layer of the epidermis to the top, it takes around 4 to 8 weeks, is super important to understand if you're going to understand how pimples form and if you're going to understand how vitamin A works to prevent pimples. So you have your epidermis, it's on top of the dermis. It itself is made up of multiple layers. Cells are born in the bottom layers. They're born as nice, round, plump, juicy cells at the bottom, and then they gradually migrate to the top. And as they're migrating to the top, and by the way, this entire migration is occurring over the space of one piece of notebook paper. That's how microscopically thin the surface of the skin is. So at the bottom of this microscopically thin layer, about the size of a piece of notebook paper, the bottom you have these round, plump, juicy skin cells, and they're gradually migrating upwards to the tippy top of this piece of notebook paper epidermis, and at the very top they become hard and dead. And that's how they form their barrier function. That's how the barrier function is produced, from round, plumpy, juicy cells that are born in the bottom to flat, hard, dead cells that are finished up at the top. It's kind of like people. We start our lives round and plump and juicy, and then we finish up our lives flat and dead. Well, skin cells the same thing. Starts as like round and plump and juicy at the bottom, and then it migrates up to the top, all the while changing shape, changing chemistry, doing different things until it finishes up its life at the surface of the skin, which is called the stratum corneum. And this whole movement, which is called transit time, takes around 4 to 8 weeks. And let me tell you something, folks. Almost every single skincare issue you can name, from acne to psoriasis to eczema, have at their core some kind of defect in this movement of cells from the bottom of the epidermis upwards to the top. And vitamin A plays a key role in keeping this whole thing operating efficiently. I'm Pharmacist Ben. You're listening to The Bright Side. We'll be back after this.
There is a false sense of security that the greatest economic crash since the Great Depression is over. But unemployment is still at a 20-year high, and until Americans are working again, the economy has not recovered. What is the smartest investment you can make? It's food. Having a supply of eFoods Direct 25-year shelf-life food is your best investment for the troubled times today and the future. For 32 years, the folks at eFoods Direct have helped thousands take the trouble out of troubled times. So to celebrate our 32-year anniversary, get the best insurance possible with a special one-time offer. A 2-month food supply for only $320 and free shipping. That's 352 servings of our newest and most popular award-winning recipes at less than $1 per serving. The 25-year shelf life allows you to lock your food cost against inflation. Call 800-409-5633 or go to efoodsdirect.com/Alex. The 2-month supply is only available for a limited time. Call 800-409-5633 or go to efoodsdirect.com/Alex.
We live in a complicated society. Stressful issues are always popping up. Have you ever been treated unfairly by someone? Have you ever been overcharged for a repair? Have you ever signed a contract or a document? Worried about identity theft? How many times have you been in those unique situations where you just wanted to call an attorney to find out if you're right or wrong, or what your legal rights are? But every time you think about calling an attorney, what do you think about first? That's right. Who do you call, and how much will it cost? Our friends at Legal Shield have found a solution. With a nationwide network of 6,900 attorneys who average 19 years of experience, Legal Shield's law firms take over 40,000 calls per week helping their members. For less than $20 per month, you can have access to Legal Shield on everything from the trivial to the traumatic. Let Legal Shield stand up for your rights at lsprotection.com. That's lsprotection.com. Or call 855-340-SAVE, 855-340-7283.
Are you still a traditional smoker? Now experience a new lifestyle and try vaping with e-cigarettes by LeSig. Imagine no ashes, stains, nasty smell, or coughing and hacking. With LeSig e-cigarettes' revolutionary microelectronic technology, rechargeable battery, and unique replaceable cartridge, you'll get all the benefits and satisfaction of smoking without the hazards. Choose your taste from a wide variety of our new American-made vape-free e-liquids at LeSig.com. And LeSig smokes the competition by serving thousands of worldwide customers with real people customer service, fast, free, same-day shipping, and a 30-day warranty and satisfaction guarantee. So are you ready for a new vaping lifestyle? Then call 870-518-4307. That's 870-518-4307. Or visit LeSig.com, spelled LECIG.com. LeSig e-cigarettes for today's modern smoker.
People are taking charge of their lives with healthier lifestyles. That's why you have to experience the Raleigh-Durham Gluten and Allergen-Free Wellness Event. One day only, Saturday, August 17th from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. at the Durham Convention Center in Durham, North Carolina. Explore the Gluten and Allergen-Free Wellness Event, where learning is fun and delicious. Discover the world of gluten-free with free samples, cooking demonstrations, and lectures with well-known members of the gluten-free community. Enter the raffle, and you could win the grand prize of a catered barbecue from Bone Suckin' Sauce, valued at $3,000. The Raleigh-Durham Gluten and Allergen-Free Wellness Event, August 17th at the Durham Convention Center. For more, visit RALEIGHGlutenfreeexpo.blogspot.com. RaleighGlutenFreeExpo.blogspot.com. Presented by Udi's Gluten Free, Glutino, Enjoy Life Foods, and Longevity.
For over 5 years, you've been hearing about the Berkey Guy, so you may know a few things about him. For example, you are well aware of the superior quality and effectiveness of Berkey water filters and accessories. But did you know the Berkeys have had independent lab tests done to prove just how effective they are? It's true, and he can email you the test results. Just visit GoBerkey.com. You may also know that the Berkey Guy has helped tens of thousands of people get better prepared. Now here's something you may not know. GoBerkey.com has amazing specials and deals all the time on a wide variety of survival and preparedness products. Most ready to ship same day. Visit the Berkey Guy at GoBerkey.com and be sure to click the red Products on Sale Now button. You can always call toll-free 877-886-3653. Again, that's 877-886-3653. GoBerkey.com, home of the Berkey Guy.
Are you tired of searching for great talk radio?
Something more important.
Search no more. We are the GCN Radio Network.
Getting all kinds of Facebooks and messages already about retinoic acid cream. Aren't you guys getting excited by this stuff? Aren't you getting excited about nutrition in general? You guys, this is a healing modality that reverses everything. When we talk about nutrition, nutritional supplementations, dietary strategies, we're talking about the potential to reverse almost anything you're dealing with, any kind of health crisis you're dealing with. This stuff is powerful. This is why I get so passionate about this stuff. I got a text this morning from a guy who wanted to know about his grandfather, had a question about his uncle. Found his uncle's having triple bypass, and he wants to know if there's any supplements that could unclog arteries rapidly. As we said, rapidly. He wants to know about information that he could get referred to. So I sent him a note back. I said, supplements don't work that way. This is not how supplements work. By the time somebody is in the hospital surgical mode, that's somebody who has been trashing his body for decades. And I'm not saying that to beat anybody up, and we don't want to be beating anybody up, and it's not about not being perfect. It's not being about being a bad person. It's about just understanding how the process works. By the time we are in triple bypass mode, we have been messing up our body for a long, long time. And you can't just go, help me, Mr. Wizard, and have some supplement that's going to reverse everything. We got to be willing to do what it takes to help our body reverse this breakdown and degenerative process. The body can turn on a dime, but we got to turn on a dime. Nutrition is not drugs. The medical model encourages us to compare nutrition to drugs. That's why you see these articles periodically coming out that say, omega-3s don't help heart disease. Today I read one, niacin does not help heart disease. Well, that's not how these things work. Your doctor, not necessarily your doctor, but the medical model wants you to look at it that way because nutrients can't come close to being drugs. Nutrients don't work that way. Nutrients are like your grandmother's apple pie. Drugs are like Darth Vader and his lightsaber, cutting and slicing and hacking. And nutrients are kind and gentle and benign, and they help gradually and softly and kindly. It's not how drugs work. You can't compare. You had if your grandmother was going to have a fight with Darth Vader, clearly she isn't going to win. And if vitamin C tries to have a potency contest with Embrel or some kind of biological immune suppressant, there's no way it's going to come close. You can't compare nutrients to drugs. That's called a straw man. When you compare nutrients to drugs and they say, see, I told you those things don't work. To reverse disease, you got to reverse the cause of the disease, and this can be done in all cases, all 100% of the time, because the body, like all of creation, is perfect. There are no mistakes in the human body. It is a perfect system. It is a divinely mandated healing system. And so once you stop putting the stuff in your body that's causing the problem and start putting the good stuff in, the body will do the work. This can be done simply, maybe not easily, but very simply. Maybe not easily given years of habit, but very simply. However, it takes time. Not the same amount of time it took to mess up your body, but time nonetheless. Caution. Anyone who tries to sell you allopathic nutrition where you take this vitamin for this disease, this supplement for this disease. Nutrients work by filling in holes that are missing. Filling in pieces of the jigsaw puzzle that so you can complete the picture. Think of nutrients like little jigsaw puzzle pieces. You're not going to have a complete healing picture if you're missing jigsaw puzzle pieces, and those jigsaw puzzle pieces are what we call nutrition and nutritional supplementation. All right, let me help you out. Let me show you how this thing works. If you're dealing with a health challenge, give us a shout, 855-660-4261, and I'll tell you what I mean. Robert in Texas, you're first up. What's going on, buddy?
Hey, Ben. You or Wallach, did you guys write an article on vascular dementia? I've got a friend, his father has it, and I can't find it. I'm just finding Mike Adams' articles.
I don't think I wrote anything specifically on vascular dementia, but it's really the same thing. It's the same problem that goes on anywhere else in the body. Vascular meaning blood vessels, dementia meaning demented. You're not thinking correctly. The brain is fed by the vasculature like everything else in the body. The brain is fed by blood. Blood carries nutrients. Blood detoxifies the body. Blood detoxifies tissue. Blood carries hormones. If you have a vascular problem, high blood pressure, for example, hypertension, or you've got clogging blood, clogging blood, nutrients are not going to get delivered to the particular area you're talking about, the brain in this case. Toxins are not going to get drained away from the brain, and hormones and other health substances, health biochemicals aren't going to get to the brain either, which means areas of the brain are going to die, literally, or at least be very sick before they die. Remember, we're always talking about the 4 causes of cellular breakdown, and all disease is cell disease, all disease is cell breakdown disease. And the 4 causes of cell disease, cell breakdown, are inflammation, starvation, suffocation, toxification, leading to more inflammation, leading to more starvation, suffocation, and toxification, leading to more inflammation, et cetera, et cetera. You get this vicious cycle. Well, it's happening in the brain. You get little pockets, microscopic as they may be, they're tiny little pockets of inflamed tissue. That inflammation blocks off a certain area from getting fed, blocks off a certain area from being oxygenated, blocks off a certain area from being detoxified. So the only question we need to ask when we have vascular dementia is how can we clear up these pockets of inflammation? And the number one, perhaps the only reason why we have this these kinds of little inflammatory pockets anywhere in the body that cause death and destruction of tissue, including the brain. The number one reason is the foods we eat. And one of the biggest misunderstandings people have about how they conduct their business is they think they eat right. I get emails, and I got one today, and I was a little bit, glib with the guy, and he got upset with me. He said he eats right, but he's got yeast infection. Look, people, nobody eats right anyway because we don't really even know what it means to eat right because we're bombarded with nonsense from Dr. Oz and from the medical model and from fast food manufacturers and all kinds of marketing interests and economic interests that induce us into thinking that eating veggie burgers is eating right. Eating power bars is eating right. Eating healthy, quote-unquote, cereal is eating right. We get bombarded with these messages. So we say, well, I'm eating total, so of course I'm eating right. I'm eating Special K. It has 100% of my RDA, so I'm eating right. So we get this idea that we're eating right, but if our bodies are falling apart, they're falling apart for a reason. And unless that reason is some magical fairy sprinkling pixie dust on us, it has to be something we're doing to ourselves. And the most important thing we do to ourselves on a regular basis is eat. How many times a day do most of us eat? How many times a day do most of us put stuff into our bodies in the form of food? 5, 6, 7, 10 times a day for many of us. So first and foremost, for vascular issues of all kinds, including vascular dementia, stay away from pro-inflammatory, pro-immune, immune-activating foods. And there's 2 ways to do it. Number one, look for your digestive symptoms. So for your friend, is this a friend of yours, Robert?
Yes. What I'm going to do, I'm just going to have him read the article.
I don't know where the article. I don't know where the article is, but I could certainly write one. Maybe I will write one because it's a very important subject.
No, I'll have him read the national news. I'm just tired of. What I'm going to do is, if he's serious about it and really wants to help his father, he'll do it, and then tell me he wants to, and I'll send him your way.
Yeah, send him my way. So vascular dementia, anyway, thank you, Robert, for your call. Appreciate it. Vascular dementia, stay away from inflammatory foods. Stay away from anything that messes up the digestive system. Then start to take in nutritional supplements, and there's a whole bunch of important ones for the vascular system and the brain. Hang tight, and I'll tell you what I mean when we come back. I'm Pharmacist Ben. 855-660-4261 is our number. You're listening to The Bright Side. We'll be back after this.
Hi, I'm Dr. Joel Wallach, the Dead Doctors Don't Lie guy. There's no reason why you shouldn't live to be at least 100 and have a great time getting there. And I'm going to give you a free copy of my lecture that tells you exactly how to do it. In fact, after you've lived a long and healthy life, there should be only 2 documents in your medical chart, a birth certificate and a death certificate. I'm Dr. Wallach with a warning. If you have a 4-inch medical chart, if you take prescription drugs for high cholesterol, high blood pressure, arthritis, joint pains, and other health issues, the medical profession is failing you. They're using you for an ATM machine. My free lecture is going to reveal what pharmaceutical companies don't want you to know. There's been groundbreaking research and discoveries on how to effectively treat or eliminate over 900 different diseases naturally, and it's all in my free lecture called Deadly Recipe. So call toll-free 1-855-79-YOUNG. Again, that's toll-free 1-855-79-YOUNG. 1-855-79-YOUNG.
Do you know what is the number one item to stockpile? Here's why I ask. We're in the middle of a global food crisis because of extreme drought, deadly disasters, and stupid decisions by those boneheads in the government. I found 4 warning signs that show that a major food crisis is on our doorstep, and we're just one more trigger away from a devastating disaster. And when that happens, or God forbid you have to deal with another natural disaster, do you really want to rely on FEMA to feed you and your family? That's why Smart Patriots have secured their own stockpile of survival food. Log on to stockpile1.com to see a little-known secret that instantly saves you and your family from natural disasters and the coming food crisis. Go watch my video at stockpile1.com. Again, that's stockpile1.com.
Join us in Joshua Tree, California, August 9th through 11th for the Contact in the Desert UFO Conference. A weekend of in-depth exploration into ancient aliens, human origins, crop circles, UFO sightings, and new evidence of ongoing contact. The conference will feature films, panels, lectures, workshops, and fieldwork with leading experts including Stephen Greer, Giorgio Tsoukalos, Graham Hancock, Jim Mars, Michael Tellinger, Laura Eisenhower, Jason Martell, David Wilcock, Doc Wallach, David Sereda, and many, many more of the biggest names in ufology. The conference will coincide with the Perseid meteor shower, and the Joshua Tree Retreat Center offers the perfect place for sightings through the clear desert sky. Enter to win a free ticket at contactinthedesert.com. We look forward to seeing you in Joshua Tree in August for a serious look at mounting evidence that we are not alone. For more information, go to contactinthedesert.com or call 760-365-8371. There may be a hidden danger lurking in our homes, and without the right equipment, you'll never know it's there. Maser instruments detect all forms of nuclear radiation, including alpha, beta, gamma, and X-ray, and are always on, just like your smoke alarm, detecting, measuring, and monitoring nuclear radiation. Made in America, laboratory grade, and EMP resistant. If you can't reliably measure nuclear radiation, you're not fully prepared. But now you can be at MaserInstruments.com, spelled M-A-Z-U-R, instruments.com.
Raising your own chickens for food is great, but how will you get them ready for the dinner table? Do it the fast and easy way with a Power Plucker from PowerPlucker.com. The Power Plucker is a simple attachment that works with a power drill and removes feathers in a flash. Whether you're a homesteader or a bird hunter, you'll save time and money, and we guarantee you'll love it. Order right now at PowerPlucker.com and receive free shipping. PowerPlucker.com, the only drill-powered poultry plucker.
The GCN Radio Network, providing the world with hard-hitting talk radio. GCN. Great talk radio starts here.
We're back on the bright side. Vascular dementia, in addition to staying away from pro-inflammatory foods, foods that mess up your digestive system, refined sugars, refined flours, refined anything. Make sure you get on the B complex. Very, very important for brain health, especially thiamine, vitamin B1, and niacin, vitamin B3. Stupendously important vitamins. You'll get the B complex and the Beyond Tangy Tangerine. Tomorrow we'll be talking to Richard Renton about BTT 2.0. The B complex, we haven't talked about the B complex. I don't think we've talked about it at all in the 2.5 years that I've been doing the program. We will be talking about it, rest assured. But, man, that stuff is important. It's water soluble. You urinate it out. If you're not getting it in your system on a regular basis, you are missing the boat, people. The B complex feeds the energy manufacturing machinery of the body. The B complex is the energy batteries of the cell, the energy batteries of the body. No B complex, no energy. Simple as that. And the brain and the heart are the two areas of the body that will suffer the most, especially the brain, because it's using up a large portion of the energy in the body. So the B complex for thinking clearly, the B complex for students who are taking tests, and the B complex, of course, for any dementia kinds of conditions. And that's going to be found in the Beyond Tangy Tangerine in abundant quantities. Vitamin C is also important for vascular conditions, brain vascular conditions included, brain circulatory conditions. Magnesium, very, very important for the circulatory system and brain health. Most people aren't getting enough magnesium. You'll find magnesium in the OsteoMag product from Youngevity, pretty much all the Youngevity, multiple vitamin products and the classics and the Beyond Tangy Tangerine, of course, will get you some magnesium. Electrolytes are important. Omega-3, fatty acids, also very important for brain health. And then keeping your blood sugar stable is also important. There's an important connection between blood sugar issues and dementia. Lots and lots and lots of things you could do. Older folks, please understand it's not simply a part of getting older. You don't have to deal with forgetfulness, dementia, confusion, mental health issues as you get older simply a part of because it's simply part of the aging process. It's not. We talked about Ted Anderson, the owner of the Genesis Communication Network, his problems with his grandfather or with his father. They got him on the BTT. Boom! Within a week, his dementia condition improved, and it's no surprise because the brain is using nutrients. You give the body nutrients, the brain gets the nutrients, your health improves. It's as simple as that. And that's pretty much, it's not just the brain, it's pretty much the whole body works that way. All right, I'm Pharmacist Ben, 855-660-4261. Rose in Panama City, welcome to the bright side. What's up?
Hi, how are you, Ben?
Greetings. How can we help you, ma'am?
I heard you talking about vitamin A, and you was talking about some different, about the skin, and you said something about dark spots, but I wanted to know about the light spots. You
got a touch of the vitiligo, it sounds like. Did they tell you it's vitiligo?
No.
Have you heard of that term?
I've heard that term.
Okay, well, depending on how big the white spots are, chances are you're dealing with a condition called vitiligo, which is a fancy way of saying your body is attacking its pigment-making cells. Vitiligo is an autoimmune disease where the immune system, instead of attacking the enemy, attacks the body. This is very common, as we've talked about many times in the program. Vitiligo is when the immune system attacks the cells that are called melanocytes, which are pigment-making cells. So whenever you have any autoimmune condition, what you want to do is you want to focus on why is the immune system hyperactive, hypersensitive, jumpy, if you will. The immune system is your defense system, and that means something is getting into the body, the holy, sacred space of the body, and the defenses are being activated. So you got to ask yourself, what could possibly be getting into my body that's activating the immune system? Well, almost always you're going to find it's something you're eating. So then you have to say, well, how do I know what it is that I'm eating? I'm eating lots of different things. How do I know what's causing the problem? Simple. What you got to do, you have to focus and look at your digestive symptomology. And if you can't find any, or if you don't think you have any, look closer. If you truly have an autoimmune condition, which it sounds like you do, if you're having these white spots, you got to have something getting into your body through food, and your bowel movements, your gas, your heartburn, your bloating, your discomfort of any kind. These are all major clues. These are diagnostic tools that will allow you, without having to go to a doctor, without having to go outside yourself to some outside authority, it will allow you to be your own healer and your own doctor. This is your diagnostic tool. Your bowel movements are your diagnostic tool. Your gas, your heartburn, your bloating, these are your diagnostic tools to figure out what kind of foods you need to be eliminating. So, Rose, there's no way you can tell me that you don't have any digestive health issues, and if you don't...
Yes, I do.
Okay. So, it's good. That's a head start, because a lot of times people tell me, oh, I don't have any health digestive issues, and then they have an extra step. They got to find them. So you're ahead of the game. So what you want to do is you want to start to eliminate all those problem foods and start to patch up the digestive system. Now, you're not going to necessarily, once those melanocytes have been killed off, you're not going to necessarily be able to get them back, but you can certainly slow down and stop the progression. A lot of folks will tell you about gluten, and certainly gluten is a big problem, but keep in mind that you're not off the hook by going gluten-free, because there's other things in grains and in vegetables, for that matter, that can cause problems. So step number one, eliminate those problem foods. And by problem foods, I'm talking about foods that you've connected up to the digestive issues. So every time you have a bowel movement problem, diarrhea, constipation, loose stools, or heartburn, or bloating, or whatever it is, write it down in a book, and then write down what you ate an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, or 4 hours before. And you're going to start to notice, oh my goodness, every time I have corn, I am constipated, or every time I have milk, I get loose stools, or whatever it is. You'll start to notice trends and patterns, and then you eliminate those foods. The second thing you want to do is start to patch up the digestive system, get on the nightly essence from Youngevity, start eating fermented foods, cabbage, kimchi, miso, tempeh. I would be careful with yogurt and kefir, which are fermented foods, but some people have problems with those. Any kind of fermented food that you don't have a health issue with, or that doesn't cause any problems, as well as probiotics. Get on the Z-Radical from Youngevity. Has a nice mucilaginous kind of slimy quality that can coat the digestive system. Anything with gelatin in it or collagen in it will coat the digestive system. Bone soup, aloe vera juice, noni juice, all these have a nice coating quality. There's an herb called colt's foot, which has a nice coating quality. You can get colt's foot tincture. Anything that has a coating quality will soothe the digestive tract. Glutamine powder, wonderful for soothing the digestive tract. Then you want to start to work on the skin itself, and for working on the skin itself via nutrition, you want to focus on fatty, nutrients, especially vitamin A, which we've been talking about for the last couple of days now, couple of weeks now. Vitamin E, which has got some wonderful skin health properties. I'd be using 400 international units of vitamin E a day, and that can also help your immune system. Alpha lipoic acid may help with vitiligo, and vitamin C as well. Vitamin C internally, maybe 1,000 to 5,000 milligrams a day. You'll get it in the Beyond Tangy Tangerine, and you can also use it topically, but look for a fat-soluble vitamin C so you can take advantage of its skin benefits. Lots you could do there, Rose. Most important, of course, is focus on the digestive system. Anything else going on, ma'am?
No, I think that's, besides the, I'm having a facial spasm.
Well, it's all connected. It's all connected. Facial spasms are a sign that the nerves in your face are starting to become inflamed, and they're not firing correctly. The electricity is not running through the nervous system correctly. Same idea. I'd be focusing before you do, those are all symptoms. Those are all leaves on the tree of disease. I'd be focusing on the tree and the roots, and the tree and the roots, it sounds to me, is like your digestive system, especially if you've had them for decades, which most of us have.
Okay. Now, is the vitiligo, that's the one that's like they call that Michael Jackson syndrome?
That's exactly right, Michael Jackson. You know how they treated Michael Jackson, by the way? You know what the doctors did for Michael Jackson? This was their strategy for dealing with the white side. They made his entire body white.
Okay.
They gave him a drug, which is a really, really nasty drug that's about to be made illegal, made illegal. You aren't going to be able to use it. It's a topical drug called hydroquinone, which is mega toxic. Hydroquinone kills all the pigment-making cells. So the doctors, they were like, well, instead of fixing the vitiligo, we'll just make your entire body white. And that way you won't have to worry about the little white spots. And that's why Michael Jackson had that characteristic appearance. He had been using very high concentrations of a super, super, super toxic anti-pigment cream topical product, and he just made the entire body white. That's the medical model at work for you. So unless that sounds good to you, I don't know, maybe that sounds good to you, Rose. You can make your entire body.
No.
Of course not, right? That's crazy.
But I was thinking, I said, with that, because I know that comes in, it's larger patches, and mine is just little.
Yours are starting. Yours aren't quite as significant, but we don't want it to get to the larger patches.
Right.
So take care of the digestive system. If you want, you can shoot me an email, and I'll work with you personally. Ben@ksco.com, and put your phone number there. You guys, thanks, Rose. Appreciate your call. Hey, you guys, if you're sending me Facebooks and you're sending me emails, please put your phone number on there. It's much easier for me to get back to you by phone than it is to try to type a written response to everybody who's writing. Thanks so much for listening, folks. I'm Pharmacist Ben. Tomorrow we'll continue talking about vitamin A in the skin, and we'll talk about acne specifically and how a pimple forms. So if you or you know somebody who has acne, listen in tomorrow on The Bright Side. And we'll also be talking to Richard Renton about the Beyond Tangy Tangerine 2.0. That's all the time we have for today. Take care, everybody. Have an awesome, wonderful, beautiful day. We'll talk to y'all later. Bye.
Great news, pure water lovers. BigBerkeyWaterFilters.com has a special discount offer for all GCN listeners. You can't do better than a Big Berkey for economy. For only 1.7 cents a gallon, a single set of filters can last for 5 to 10 years. There's none better than a Big Berkey for emergency preparedness as a backup water source. And you just can't beat a Big Berkey to remove dangerous chlorine, all types of fluoride, pathogenic bacteria, cysts, parasites, and unhealthy byproducts from municipal water. Berkey water filter systems are even powerful enough to purify stagnant pond water. For the gold standard in water filters, get a Big Berkey at BigBerkeyWaterFilters.com. And all GCN listeners get 5% off all ceramic filter systems. For details, call 1-877-99-BERKEY. That's 877-99-BERKEY. Big Berkey Water Filters, for the love of clean water.
Big business has discovered the preparedness market, and that makes it difficult to know where to go and who to trust. MyPatriotSupply.com is owned and operated by patriots just like you. Has the best prices on storable food, non-GMO seeds, water filtration devices, home canning equipment, survival and self-reliance books, and more. MyPatriotSupply.com has old-fashioned values and the absolute best customer service in the industry. Look for the deal of the day, unique, affordable survival survival supplies that fit anyone's budget. Get same-day shipping on all orders and free shipping on orders over $49. Call 866-229-0927, 866-229-0927, or visit mypatriotsupply.com for emergency preparedness, self-reliance, and food independence. Shop with a name you know and a name you can trust. Before it's time to survive, it's time to prepare. mypatriotsupply.com.